from the Dungeon Master's point of view. I've said before in my previous video, creating characters, how much as a DM I don't know how I did it before I had D&D Beyond. I find I have a tablet that I have on my table next to me while I DM, and I use D&D Beyond all the time. I just find it so much easier than having a bunch of books with me and digging through books and looking for the right page and flipping through chapters. I can just come here and I can do all sorts of things as a DM much faster and much quicker. So first we're going to take a look at, if you're the DM, a very easy one we can look at is your adventures. If you're playing an official Dungeons & Dragons adventure, as the ones listed on the screen here, you'll see that they're here and you can purchase them and they can be here in D&D Beyond for you. It makes running an adventure quite easy. One of the things that I really like, we'll take Lost Mine of Phandelver, for instance, which comes in the starter set, which most people who you talk to say it's one of the best beginning adventures you could possibly run for D&D 5th edition. So we'll take a look here at just the beginning. As you can see, it's almost exactly like having the book in front of you. So you have, your various parts of the adventure. It gives you a nice text box to read. You can actually read this yourself instead of having the book to go through and read and how to start the adventure and learn about the adventure as well. Then if you look down here, you can start your encounters. There's more stuff to read, and this is one of my favorite parts. You can, if you're not using a tablet like I use, if you're using something that has a mouse, or if your tablet has a mouse, you can actually hover over, and there's your statistics. So it tells you statistics. Granted, it's not the full statistics here, as you can't see the attacks and stuff, but you could, right-click, open in a new tab, and now all of a sudden, here you go, here's your goblin. So it makes it so much faster to get to your creatures that are in each encounter. Another part is the hover over stuff. If you look at like stealth, how to make a stealth check. One of the best things I think is also the conditions. So you can hover over a condition if you're not really sure what unconscious does, or if somebody has a disagreement at the table about what unconscious does, you can just hover over the word that's highlighted in green and it tells you exactly what unconscious does. I find it makes it just a little bit quicker when I run my game. I think things go much more smoothly in that manner. So like I said, if you're doing the entirety of a published Wizards module, or any module which may happen to be on here, it makes it nice and easy to do it from here. You also have, as you see here, the books are in here as well, and they are basically, if you purchase the book, it is here in its entirety. So if we look at the player's handbook, there it is. So here's all your chapters. The great thing about it is, unlike a book, these are all links. You can jump immediately to different sections. So if you want to look at what warlocks are, you click that, bam, warlocks come right up. Like that. So now here's my warlock, and maybe I had questions about the warlock, but here it is right here. And similar thing with the other one. Your spells, you can hover over and see exactly what the spells do. Anything that's like a bold green is a link to a tooltip, which will help you find things faster. So I like those things. Again, bold print tooltip for monsters, for spells, for any of that stuff. So that's another good part of the D&D Beyond as far as from a DM point of view. Additionally, you can look up here as a DM and you can go through spells, is what I do a lot. We have a question about a spell at the table. I come to spells, I do a search, and I look for a fireball. And I hit it there. Here you go. If all fireballs are listed, you can click it and bam, there it is. And there's your information. Maybe you have a question about range, how far the fireball was, or the size of the sphere that it makes, etc. But there it is there. There's your information across the top, and here it's all there. So I find, especially in these cases of looking up spells and that sort of thing. As it from a DM point of view, I do find this to be extremely fast and really helps keep your game flowing more smoothly. There are, of course, advanced filters you can put in if you're looking for specific schools of magic. If somebody says, you know, there aren't that many necromancy spells, I can't find any, you can be like, okay, well, here's a list of them. So you can choose by source. You can look at what source you want to filter the spells by. You can do it. You can choose multiples, so you can choose, you know, the basic rules, or you can choose Curse of Strahd, and it will sort the stuff by that. You can reset all your filters. If you want. You can just choose up here and show just paladin spells. And here you go, paladin spells. And all these ones across the top with the little arrows are filterable. So you can click on it and it will arrange it by, you know, first level, second level, etc. Which comes in handy. Again, similar things. Items, the same way. You can go to official magic items, and bam, you can look stuff up. Again, you can search, you can filter, just like everything else. Same with equipment. You can do the same thing. In a later video, I'm going to show you how to like create magic items in D&D Beyond. I'm going to show you some of that stuff in a bit. So stay tuned for that. And again, monsters. So maybe you're running a game at home and you're running things kind of off the cuff. You know, you don't have a pre-published adventure. You're sandboxing it a little bit more, and you maybe want to search, you know, for a goblin. You know, famous bad guy that everybody knows. You know, here you go, goblins. And obviously, because I'm searching the word goblin, hobgoblin also comes up, which works because hobgoblins are goblinoids as well, and they tend where you find goblins, you tend to find hobgoblins. So that kind of works. So you can choose goblin at the top, and then you can obviously down here you could click on goblin, the word, and it brings up the entire description, everything about the goblin, pictures as you see over here, or if you were back there where you just were, you could just click anywhere else besides the word goblin, and it will bring up the stats in a shortened version here, which you may want to do, especially if maybe you're using multiple goblins. So I tend to, when I'm running my game, I tend to have like this list of goblins open, for instance, and I might have the boss open, and I might have the goblin open because I'm running an encounter that has both a boss and a goblin in it, so I can just keep these open. And obviously, if you had an encounter with different types of monsters that you can't filter by, you could even just open up multiple tabs and have goblin here and stuff, so you can flip between tabs. I will show you a trick in a later video of customizing things that will help you make that even easier for you without having to switch tabs. So that's a quick little overview of how to find the various things in D&D Beyond, how to use it to help speed up your gameplay as the Dungeon Master. Obviously, players could also be using this to search for spells and items and that sort of thing that they might have. You know, I might suggest as a DM you don't allow your players to search the monsters. That would be kind of boring and not fun. It's always fun to keep the players on their toes. So that's just a quick little thing. Take care and keep on playing.